Test, test, test.
The Mayor, Vice Mayor, and City Council welcome you to the Avondale City Council meeting. As a courtesy to others, please silence all phones. Anyone wishing to address the Council regarding items listed on the agenda or under unscheduled public appearance should complete the Request to Speak form online at www.avondaleaz.gov/request-to-speak or complete a blue card that is located at the back of the council chamber and hand it to the city clerk prior to consideration of that agenda item. When your name is called, please approach the podium and give your name for the public record. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. If more than 5 requests to speak are received, comments may be limited to 1 minute. A countdown clock will be easily visible on the speaker's podium. If your comments concern an item not listed on the agenda, Arizona open meeting law restricts mayor and council actions. If your comments concern an item that is not listed on the agenda, Mayor and Council may respond to criticism, request that staff review the matter, or request that the matter be scheduled on a future agenda. Thank you for your interest in the Avondale City Council meeting.
I'd like to call to order the regular city council meeting of May 18th, 2026. Would you all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Julie, can we get roll call, please?
Councilmember Condi,
Here.
Councilmember Garcia,
Here.
Councilmember Solorio,
Here.
Councilmember Weiss,
Here.
Councilmember White, Vice Mayor Nielsen,
Here.
Mayor Pineda.
Here. Thank you. Ron, next item, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. Up first, we have Ted Flores, your acting he currently is our Human Resource Assistant Director, getting ready to be our acting HR Director starting next Monday. But he's here to do the proclamation for Mental Health Awareness Month.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. It is my privilege to introduce tonight's proclamation for Mental Health Awareness Month. May is designated as Mental Health Awareness Month, a time to reduce stigma, build awareness, and encourage open conversations about mental health. It also serves as a reminder that support, connection, and resources are available to those who may need them. At this time, I would like to acknowledge an important guest who has joined us this evening, Kathy Villa, Program Director of Southwest Behavioral Health and Health Services. Southwest Behavioral and Health Services is an excellent community partner to highlight, given the important mental health services they provide to the Avondale community. They have presence at the Arizona Complete Health Avondale Resource Center and work closely with our Neighborhood and Family Services Department to support residents in need. Mayor, I will turn it over back to you for acknowledgements or comments, and then for the reading of the proclamation.
Thank you so much, Ted, for the presentation, and thank you for being here tonight. Councilmember Condi? Oh, sorry. You go for it. You have comments to make? I apologize. I was ready to jump right onto the proclamation.
That's okay, no worries. I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of Southwest Behavioral and Health Services for recognizing community mental health. We wanted to thank your commitment to our community and for recognizing the importance of mental health as a vital part of overall well-being. I appreciate the opportunity for community leaders, service providers, and residents to work together towards solutions that improve the lives of those facing mental health challenges. So we thank you for your partnership and being able to work together for the community.
Thank you so much. You know, ironically, and sorry, Councilmember Condi, I know we're going to do a proclamation, but just today I had a conversation with a fellow colleague, and we were talking about, you know, the end of careers. And this colleague of mine, his position within the organization is to have those conversations with other colleagues. And he referenced what he calls his mental health quotient. And he defined that as, you know, when you get to the point where showing up every day just zaps everything out of you to where you're no good, maybe that's the time where you start to look at making other decisions. And just ironic that we're having this conversation. So thank you. Councilmember Condi?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for allowing me to read this important proclamation. Proclamation for Mental Health Awareness Month. Whereas May is recognized as Mental Health Awareness Month, a time to raise awareness, reduce stigma, and educate the public about the importance of mental well-being. And whereas for more than 20 years, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration has recognized Mental Health Awareness Month each May to highlight the vital role mental health plays in overall well-being, while providing resources, support, and education to individuals and communities. And whereas mental health is an essential part of overall health, and millions of Americans, including 1 in 5 adults and 1 in 7 youth, experience a mental health challenge annually. And whereas mental health conditions can deeply affect individuals, families, and communities, they can be treated, managed, and prevented through timely intervention, support, and education. And whereas the City of Avondale is committed to fostering a supportive environment that prioritizes mental well-being, promotes access to mental health services, and empowers residents to live a fulfilling and healthy life. And whereas during Mental Health Awareness Month, the city recognizes the importance of open dialogue about mental health, offers support to those facing mental health challenges, and encourages individuals in need to seek help from professionals, loved ones, and community resources. And now, therefore, on behalf of the Avondale City Council and the City of Avondale, Arizona, hereby proclaims the month of May 2026 as Mental Health Awareness Month in the City of Avondale.
Thanks. Is there any members of council that wish to provide any comments on this topic? Councilmember Garcia?
Thank you, Mayor. This is so important as a veteran and someone that has dealt with mental health issues in my past and probably today, sometimes depending on the day. This is really important for us to have the resources in the city for our community. So thank you guys so much for everything that you do. You guys save lives, you know, our officers, our firefighters, people on staff, everything that we do here as the city, that we have the availability for everyone to have resources. Thank you guys so much, because I know that it's not an easy toll for the people that are working in mental health, because we unload on you. So I just pray that, when you guys go home, that you're able to have somebody to be there for you guys as well. But thank you.
And really quickly, Ron, if you don't, not to put you on the spot, but
Put me on the spot.
these numbers, these resources, are they available to staff?
Mr. Mayor and Council, that is true. They're available to staff and to the community at large.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. I mean, you see the commercials, you see the messages all the time, but it's, I can only imagine what a phone call can do for somebody who's in need during, a struggle. And so the more that this information, these resources are available, the better for our community and staff. It affects everybody. So thank you both for being here tonight. Appreciate it. Oh, Councilmember White.
The importance, you brought up an important point, Mayor. You talked about that transitioning in career posture where it changes. My other career role is in fitness. I teach yoga, but a large part of why people come to the mat and take yoga is for healing purposes. We have to be able to sit with ourselves with some amount of time and be able to manage through that process. So I just want to remind everybody, as we look forward to supporting our community around us, when we talk about mental health, there's some very important things that we need to pay attention to. It's just not, the awareness sometimes isn't enough. We have to make meaningful connections. We have to be compassionate. It's required. We have to understand that we are coping and others are coping as well, whether we suffer with a mental illness or we're confronted with somebody who's managing through their mental illness. There's a coping mechanism that's put out there. And the way we make sure we can envelop our mental health needs and care for all is we have a community and we all care. So I think when we think about it, connection, compassion, coping, community, and care are really vital to ensure that we decrease the negative outcomes of mental illness and acknowledge that they're realistic. Expectation to have it eradicated might never happen. We all mentally deal with everything differently. But we do have to have the appropriate skills in place to resolve those things and create a community where it's okay to say, I'm not okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks again. Appreciate it. Ron, next item.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. Up next, we have a proclamation for National Water Safety Month presented by Brittany, your Recreation Manager.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and members of the council. My name is Brittany Stravinsky, and I'm a recreation manager for our Parks, Recreation, and Libraries Department. I'm here with you this evening to give you a little update on our current Avondale Aquatic Center and also to share the importance of water safety with our community. Beginning early last month, we were able to open up to the public for 4 days a week for our lap swim class, as well as on weekends for resident recreational swim from 1 to 5 p.m. Coming up this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, we are switching over from our spring schedule to our summer schedule, which is 7 days a week of operation, both for lap swim, fitness, and for recreation swim. A couple things to highlight this upcoming summer are our dive-in movies. We have 2 this year. We're going to be seeing Lilo and Stitch, the original one, and also the Teen Beach movie as well. These are available for our residents of Avondale. We definitely encourage you to pre-register because it gets a little busy and it's a very popular event at our aquatic center. Some of our programs that we have going on this year are swim lessons, fitness classes, scuba, which is a new program that we have this year, water polo, swim teams, and some CPR classes. As far as swim lessons go, we were afforded another opportunity to help have swim lessons earlier this year since we were able to open to the public earlier. So we opened up a little bit earlier in May, which allowed us to add classes here, we opened earlier in April so that we could have classes added here in the May time. Also new this year were some additional rental spaces. We have our Gila and multi-purpose rooms still available, but we also added poolside ramadas for some smaller parties so that we could accommodate some smaller guests up to 14 people per ramada. All of this information is and possibilities are only able, all of these opportunities are only able to happen because of our amazing team in green. We have a total of 60 lifeguard staff this year, and they are gearing up ready to go, especially as the end of the school year approaches. Next, we wanted to talk about the importance of water safety and share this information with our community. According to the CDC, drowning is the #1 cause of death for children ages 1 to 4, and the #2 cause of unintentional injury death for children ages 5 to 14, going second to motor vehicle accidents. We wanted to take the time to share what the Aquatic Center is doing and ask for your support in spreading the awareness of the ABCs of water safety. So A stands for our adult supervision, making sure that we have constant and dedicated surveillance of all people while they're inside of the pool. Yes, we have lifeguards on duty, but you as a parent or as a community member, we want to make sure that we're always dedicated to watching our people in the water. The Aquatic Center is hosting on weekends water safety cards where children can draw their pictures on them and they give the card to their parent. So whoever's holding that water safety card is responsible for that child during that time. It really helps make sure that they're focused and it's not everybody's responsibility. It's dedicated to one person so that there is truly dedicated surveillance. B stands for barriers, making sure that things like gates are closed, latched, and sealed. And even toilets at home are sealed as well for if you have little ones going around. And then C is for our CPR classes, as well as learning to swim. So we have tons of classes that are going on. And then we do have the Avondale Fire Medical Team that's going to be working with us this summer again to provide additional CPR courses for our public. And that concludes my presentation. Mayor, I'll pass it back to you for the proclamation.
Thank you so much for the presentation and all the wonderful information for the community. Vice Mayor Nielsen, I believe you're reading the proclamation.
Thank you. Will do. Whereas swimming and aquatic-related activities play a vital role in the maintaining good physical and mental health and enhance the quality of life for all people. And whereas water safety education is essential to prevent drowning and recreational water-related injuries. And whereas awareness of the contributions made by the recreational water industry, as represented by the organization involved in the National Water Safety Month Coalition in developing safe swimming facilities, aquatic programs, home pools and spas, and related activities, providing healthy places to recreate, learn, grow, build self-esteem, confidence, and sense of self-worth, which contribute to the quality of our life and our community. And whereas understanding the vital importance of communication of water safety rules and programs to families and individuals of all ages, whether owners of private pools, users of public swimming facilities, or visitors to water parks. Now, therefore, on behalf of the Avondale City Council, the City of Avondale, Arizona, hereby proclaim May 2026 as National Water Safety Month and do urge all those in the City of Avondale to support, educate, and promote observance.
Thank you so much. Ron, next item, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. Up next, we have Kirk, your Public Works Director, for a proclamation for National Public Works Week.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. This week is National Public Works Week 2026. National Public Works Week started as an education campaign in 1960 and received federal recognition in 1962 when President John F. Kennedy issued a proclamation designating the third week of May as National Public Works Week. Each year, the American Public Works Association creates a theme for National Public Works Week. This year's theme is Rooted in Service, Powered by Community. This year's theme acknowledges that the roots of service run deep in public works. It's what has propelled public works innovation that has helped our communities evolve into places where people can lead lives of purpose and possibility. Some work, like building roads and bridges, are highly visible, while other public works contributions, like maintaining water and sewer systems, are sometimes hidden from view. Together, these efforts form the foundation of thriving communities, reminding us that every project, seen or unseen, powers the connection between service and the people it supports. The public works industry encompasses many areas, including but not limited to streets and transportation, water and wastewater utilities, fleet services, facilities and grounds maintenance, administration, solid waste and recycling, and incorporates city, county, state, and federal programs, as well as the consulting and contracting community. In Avondale, public works related services are provided by the Public Works Department, as well as members of the Facilities, Engineering, and Parks, Recreations, and Library Departments, and the Capital Projects Division. I ask that the staff of these departments and divisions stand now to be recognized. Your Public Works Department employs 128 full-time staff providing support to city services 24 hours a day, 365 days per year. This week provides an opportunity to recognize, celebrate, and thank the men and women of the public works industry who work hard day and night to make life civilized for all of us. As you notice, there's many members of the Public Works team and our partner departments here this evening. We would be honored, Mayor, if council could read the proclamation that's before you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kirk. Councilmember Garcia.
Yes, this is exciting. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for all you do, because honestly, out of all the departments, I love all of you, but we can't run a city without the work that you guys do. So thank you so much for all you do. Whereas the City of Avondale Public Works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance of sustainable and resilient communities and to public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of Avondale. And whereas these infrastructures, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public work professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential to our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the residents, civic leaders, and children in Avondale to gain knowledge of and to maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and the public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year of 2026 marks the 66th annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association, be it now, therefore, on behalf of the Avondale City Council and the City of Avondale, Arizona, hereby proclaim the week of May 17th through the 23rd, 2026 as National Public Works Week. I urge all residents to join with the representative of the American Public Works Association and the government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designated to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and advancing quality of life for all.
Thank you, Kirk. And please share our gratitude with the entire team. A bunch of happy faces I saw in that picture. So thanks again for, I know they wait early hours. So thank you again. Ron, next item, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And if I could just remind those from the Public Works community to stick around for a picture, because I know some of them will try to sneak away. But if we could have them stick around for pictures with council, that'd be great. Mr. Mayor and Council, the next is the Citizens Water Academy recognition presented by Eric, your Public Works Assistant Director.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council. I'm very excited that it's Public Works Week and I get to immediately talk about a successful event that was hosted by Public Works, and that event is the Citizens Water Academy. The Water Academy is an annual event held by the Public Works Department where we invite in a group of residents for a deeper look at what makes water flow within the city of Avondale. The Academy is a series of 5 sessions over the course of 5 weeks, 5 Tuesday nights in a row, to learn everything about what goes into the water division. And I'm happy to announce that this year Public Works graduated 22 residents, and here they are. 22 graduates is a new record for the Citizens Water Academy, and it allows me to say, without a doubt, that this was the most engaged and active group of participants that Public Works has ever hosted. And while I had the privilege of being the Master of Ceremonies, it's really my water division staff that makes this event both wonderful and successful each and every year. So next, I would like to talk about those teams and some of the activities and presentations over the course of the Academy. Night 1 focused on presentations about water resources, sustainability, and stormwater, with presentations about the water portfolio, the drought, and sustainable practices from our water resources and sustainability teams. And it included an activity from our amazing sustainability officer, where she guided a resident through a tree planting event right at the mosque. Night 2 was all about water distribution, metering and locating, water quality, and conservation, where those team members provided a variety of presentations and activities to the residents about their divisions. Shown in the photos, our metering and locating team had one resident locate a long lost valve out in the yard, and we had a couple more individuals try their hand at blue staking. Night 3 revolved around water sampling and wastewater collections. My amazing environmental technicians guided residents through the process of taking their own sample. Then later that night, a couple individuals were able to drive our CCTV rover and even try on one of our protective Tyvek suits. Night 4 was interesting. We had one brave volunteer take a mixed liquor suspended solid sample right out of the aeration basin, and he did a great job. After that, the Academy learned all about the wastewater treatment process and everything that it takes to get water ready to recharge back into the environment from both a tour and a presentation by our water reclamation team. And of course, no Academy would be complete without a trip to the Aquaculture Center, where residents had the opportunity to learn from our experts and of course, to feed the fish. Finally, on night 5, we toured the wetlands, the recharge cells, discussed the capital program and utility rates. You can see a couple of residents releasing fish into Lake 5 to do some algae control. And then we ordered up an amazing Arizona sunset while we were showing off the infrastructure at the recharge cells. After the tours, we discussed everything that it takes to fund our operations and held a little graduation ceremony as well. And I could rave about the Academy all night, but instead we would like to have one of our graduates to say a few words. So I'm going to pass this presentation off to Patsy Morose to talk about her Water Academy experience.
Good evening. Those 5 weeks were the most interesting weeks that I've ever experienced. I had no idea what the water works department does, from our water going down the sink, from flushing our toilets, what we put in our trash, what we put in our toilets, how that affects everything. It was a lot of fun. They were long nights. The engagement was a lot of fun. That just the fact that everyone got to partake, it wasn't just a certain group of people that got to, go and the same people all the time. I would highly recommend it to anyone that has not done it, just because it was, I had Amber come to my house the other day. She gave a presentation on like how to conserve more water, because I'm all about saving money. And so I wanted her to come over so she could help me figure out where I was wasting water, so to speak. And it was really, truly it was a great experience because I didn't realize how many leaks I actually have. Yeah, so it was a great learning experience. I highly recommend it to anyone. And thank you for being a great MC. And the Tyvek suit was a lot of fun.
And that concludes my presentation. If you have any questions for myself or Patsy, we'll answer them now.
Thank you so much. Opportunity, this, behind the scenes, if you will, experience is just learning about how much goes into this specific department, but more importantly, water. We're all aware of how important water is, to your point in regards to conservation, what we can do as an organization to make sure that we are as responsible as possible. It's a finite resource, and with everything that you've read or heard, and all of you in the audience have read and heard, we have to be very cognizant of those things. And so for that, just appreciative that you took the time to do that. You also said something that I think is important, and hopefully you may think of being an ambassador. Anybody as well would love to be an ambassador to really share more about why it's important to be involved with your city, and to then go out in the community and share just how much information is available, all the committees, all the opportunities that are offered here that they may not be aware of. So hopefully, maybe if nothing else, we'll get a couple of ambassadors out of this, and you've learned a lot more about, unfortunately, some leaks that are happening. And hopefully that's just something small that can be fixed. But are there any other members of council that have any comments? Okay, we'll start at the end. Councilmember White.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Thank you, Eric, for the presentation. I participated in Water Academy, and I'm very happy that you had such a great experience and that all of you participated. It is notable that 22 people went all 5 weeks. That is very notable that you had that high participation. And I love your smile back there, Susie, because I know how much you guys do in Public Works. I see all of you out here, so I would call all of your names, but I don't want to take that much time because you guys all do such an amazing job. But the one employee that doesn't get paid in Avondale, it's a joke. Do you guys know who that is? It's our bacteria. Yeah, they don't get paid, but there's billions of them out here working to keep our water clean. So you guys all know that, right? Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Councilmember Weiss.
Thank you, Eric, for the presentation. Patsy, thank you for coming up and speaking to us. I also attended the Water Academy, and you guys made it even a little bit more fun, because we did every single week was a field trip. Loved it, absolutely loved it. But to actually touch the water and do things with the water, didn't have an opportunity to do that. So you guys, I love it because you're up in your game. But anyway, just thank you for attending. Thank you guys all for taking your time to do this, and strongly encourage any resident to attend. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? If none, Okay, well, thank you so much. And I see you all have your shirts on. And if you wouldn't mind posing for a couple of pictures, we'd appreciate you coming up here as well. And I believe all of those that were that we shared proclamations for tonight. So council, would you mind joining me down there for pics? All right, item number 3 on the agenda is unscheduled public appearances. Do have 2 blue cards. So at this time, if I could have Natasha Edmonds come up, please.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Natasha Edmonds. I am here tonight not just as a resident, but a mother, a parent. On April 17th, the nightmare we all pray never happens became a reality for one of our own. We lost 12-year-old Louis Gins IV, a beautiful soul, a son, and a neighbor just 500 feet from his front door. Every morning, we send our children out into the city. We tell them to look both ways. We tell them to be careful. But as mothers, we know that all the caution in the world can't protect a child against a road that isn't designed for their safety. According to ADOT, pedestrian deaths in our state have hit a 5-year high. MAG data identifies this stretch of Lower Buckeye as a danger zone, but we don't need a spreadsheet to tell us what we feel in our gut every time a car flies down that road. I know there are plans for widening roads and future budgets, but as a mother, I'm asking you, how many more future plans can we afford? Lewis couldn't wait for the next fiscal year. I am in support of us taking immediate action. We need hawk signals, high visibility crosswalks, and lighting that ensures our children are seen, our residents are seen. We cannot bring Lewis back, but we can honor his life by making sure no other mother has to stand at this podium with a broken heart, asking why their child's safety wasn't a top priority. Thank you.
Thank you. Joe Naylor.
I'm Joe Naylor. I've lived in Avondale 25 years. Live over at the corner of Litchfield and Lower Buckeye. I've been going to, I'm on the HOA board. I've been going to meetings with the Avondale Public Works Department, HOA Committee, Water Conservation Group meetings. I want to get that right. And we've talked about saving water. Everything they said is fine. They give us this nice little bag. It says every drop counts. We agree. The issue is, from my standpoint, they would like for me to have a meeting with all my residents when right across the street, we have to look at a data center. It used to be Litchfield Mountain View. I've jokingly called it Litchfield Data Center View. When it appears the city's giving away 800,000 gallons to that data center and 2 more that I understand is being built at 107th, it's difficult for me, my good judgment, to go talk to somebody in our neighborhood to try to save water. The day after we had our last meeting, I was watching the national news, and there was a city in Wisconsin, not for sure which city it was, I think it was Milwaukee, passed a resolution to build no more data centers in their city. The reason that they're doing it is not just for their city. They're trying to get their county and the state to also pass this. In my past, I have worked on catfish farms where they do catfish, where they pull water out of a river, purify it, go through the catfish, put it back in the same river, and there's no water usage. So since we're in such a critical state of water, I would like to propose for the council to pass that resolution first. I also found out during this meeting that I assume the city of Avondale is paying Waterfluence, a company in California, to watch over the HOAs to make sure that we abide with using the amount of water they think we do. Problem with that is I got an email 2 weeks after we had a spike in water usage. The water usage was because 2 of our sprinkler heads were broken. They were fixed literally within a few hours by 2 young men that will probably be in the penal system someday in our neighborhood who caused some problems. But they're looking over this. They're telling us 2 weeks after it was fixed, it was done. I have 3 points. One, I'd like for the city is giving away these basically 3 million gallons of gas. That's my 2 questions.
I was gonna say, although your time expired, yeah, please, if you can provide the last 2.
Okay, they're very short. One of them is why can't we pass the law I mentioned? And then the third one doesn't have anything to water, but the corner of Litchfield and Lower Buckeye needs to have a stoplight. This evening, when I started to leave the housing condition on Lower Buckeye, traffic was back clear up to the river. And of course, we got a lot of construction coming up from the south. So that needs to be for safety. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I took more than 3 minutes.
That's okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. At this time, I'd like to pass over to City Manager Ron Corbin to share a few words.
So, Mr. Mayor, and she didn't see it on the agenda as well. I'd like to use the call to the public to recognize a public servant. Katie Gregory has over 30 years of public service, not only to the state of Arizona, but some other communities where she came from. She joined us about 2 years ago as our assistant city manager after a national-wide search. And she has been nothing but generous and giving back to our community since she's been here. Our parks bond and our public safety bond didn't pass. That is one of her, I think, one of her big accomplishments here at the city of Avondale. With that, we can now continue with council's priority of building parks, rebuilding our community parks, and making quality of life here great. So I just want to say, I did not realize tonight was her last meeting. She does have 2 more weeks, and I invite council and the community to come out June 2nd. We have a celebration for her. June what? June 8th, sorry. I apologize, but she won't be here at the next council meeting. So this was my last chance to publicly say thank you for her service. And I wish her the best of luck. Her title is not bigger where she's going, but it is clearly a promotion. And I'll let her talk to you guys about that offline if she wishes. But we're very proud of her and we're very thankful for her. So Katie, thank you from the city of Avondale.
Katie, would you like to say any words? Sure, wherever you feel comfortable. We'd like to put you on the spot if we could, but
Thank you, Mayor and Council. A few words is what I'd like to say, and really those words are thank you for allowing me. I feel honored and humbled to have been able to be part of this incredible organization. Ron, thank you for all of your trust in me and your leadership, and to the staff who I've had the honor to get to know and will miss dearly. I really do hope that Avondale just continues. While I may be adjacent in my new role, I will say that, and I mentioned this earlier, the West Valley is where my heart is. It's where I've kind of grown. It's where I've been part of the communities for so long that no matter what I'm doing, I will always have your best interests in mind when I am looking through various fun activities I get to be involved with in next. So again, I appreciate everyone. Thank you everyone for just letting me come and be part of this big family. So I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your service, Katie. And while it's been, a quick ride, it seems like, just all of what you've done in terms of your service to the city and the skill set and experience that you bring, we really appreciate it. And also would like to credit you for, and my wife to a certain degree, for helping me to correctly pronounce Prescott. It's not Prescott. So thank you so much for that. But to your next endeavors, as you mentioned, you'll just be adjacent. So we will see you in the future. Thank you. Congratulations on that retirement. Okay. Next item is item number 4, the consent agenda. Are there any members of council who wish to have an item removed for separate consideration? Seeing none, can I please get a motion? Got a motion from Councilmember White, second from Councilmember Solorio. Please vote.
Mayor, I just have a quick question for you, not about the items, but I just wanted to thank the city for going through with item E, the widening project that was referred to. Thank you very much.
Noted. Thank you. Okay, we have a vote at this time. Item passes unanimously 7-0. Thank you so much. Item number 5, summary of current events. Are there any members of council who wish to share anything from the prior week or weeks? Okay, Councilmember White.
Thank you so much. I had the opportunity to visit the Westmec location in Glendale around 99th Avenue. Very beautiful facility. Wanted to thank Kathy Bibb Mays for making that available. Also spent some time on Mother's Day out in Glendale at Dave & Buster's. Last week on the 12th, I got to visit Vida Eterna Church and witness a pre-K graduation. So I'm sorry I missed our event here. But then we had the opportunity to attend the Autobahn's Gila River Forum on the 13th, and I rounded out the week last week at Westmark's Economic Development, and we heard an amazing presentation to kick off the day by our own interim economic development director, Cheryl. So she just knocked it out the park. Did an amazing job, really represented Avondale well. And when the questions came up about water and the assistant director couldn't answer them, you could. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Councilmember Garcia.
I attended the chamber event last week. It was really good, especially to recognize the Panaderia on Western. They do so much for the community, as well as I graduated from Leadership West. So thank you guys so much for the opportunity to do that. It was honestly such a great experience to do that, but to learn from so many different leaders that I probably wouldn't have had the chance or speak to if it wasn't for being able to attend. So thank you guys so much for allowing me to do that.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Nielsen.
I think we all had an opportunity to go to West Valley Regional Chamber and had a great time down there, meeting different people, seeing what's going on in the valley, in the west side here. And as Max and others, a couple of us went to the Lower Gila River Forum. I didn't even know the Audubon Society had that place down there. It's a really nice place. It's open for tours. Schools and other things can go down there and go visit, walk around the area down there. And then the last thing, I had an opportunity to meet with Kaylee Sayos from CAP, Stakeholders Outreach, last week, and just learn a little bit more of CAP and what's going on with that, and hopefully what we can do in the future to work with them on it. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Councilman Garcia.
Sorry, I just want to say thank you so much to our law enforcement officers. It was Police Week last week. It's one of my favorite weeks to see what people do out in the community, but thank you guys so much for everything you do and keeping us safe.
Well, Councilman Garcia just stole my thunder for 2 of the items. So I will share that, and I feel so bad right now that I'm not sure of her name. But last week during our commencement graduation for Straight Mountain Community College, as I was watching the procession of students, one of our very own security personnel graduated. And I cannot remember her name for the life of me right now, but I want to give her a special shout out. When I get her name, I'll make sure that we do that. But to see a familiar face and the fact that she had accomplished completing her education was great. And it just to come face to face with her just made me smile. So once I get her name, I will make sure to share that with everybody. I'll get it from you, Dale, a little bit later. But if there's nothing else, then at this moment, if I can get a motion to adjourn into executive session. We got a motion from Councilmember Garcia, a second from Councilmember Solorio. Please vote. Okay, item passes unanimously. We are now going to adjourn into executive session. So those of you who are leaving, have a safe drive. We'll see you at the next meeting. And thank you for being here tonight.